Free Practice 2 in Portugal was a little bit special. It's not just the teams who are looking forward to the 2021 season, the tyre manufacturer Pirelli is doing exactly the same as well. And the first 30 minutes of the session were dedicated to prototype tyre testing. And that meant you'll see a lot of the cars running around on the circuit with no branding on the sidewalls whatsoever, so you won't see the Pirelli logos on the side of the tyres. That's Pirelli's general system of saying, look, these are prototype tyres. But just notice one little detail from Mercedes. They've put on Lewis Hamilton's personal logo on his set of tyres. That is a little bit of very detailed branding that you wouldn't really expect to see from other teams and drivers who normally just put an initial on there and left and right. But this tyre test was really quite serious business. Pirelli brought along between 8 and 10 different prototype types of tyre, and these tyres weren't just testing new compounds, they were different constructions as Pirelli tries to ensure its tyre integrity. They don't want a repeat of the situations from earlier in the season when they had tyre failures late in the race. Even though it made it very exciting for us watching, that's not what a tyre manufacturer really wants. And the reason they have to bring new tyres for next season is the aerodynamic rule changes, which we're going to detail a little bit later in the season, but most of the cars are going to lose about 10% of their downforce, and the balance of the car is going to shift. This means that you're going to have to use the tyres slightly differently. So what Pirelli wanted to do was understand that how these tyres would work on the current cars, take that data away and analyse it. Their choice of circuit, well, this wasn't even their second choice of circuit, it was their third choice of circuit, because Silverstone and Barcelona were not to be used after the problems that was faced in Silverstone. They decided to come to Portimao. Pirelli believe it's a representative track that sort of suits a lot of the circuits on the calendar for 2021. However, it had a brand new surface, the conditions weren't quite as expected, and the drivers didn't know the track. So it led to a few spins and a little bit of excitement. Each team had 2 programs set by Pirelli. The first car will do one long run on a prototype set of tyres. The teams don't know what the tyres are, they're just given them by Pirelli, told to put this much fuel in the car and go out and drive. The other car would then do 2 short runs, almost like a qualifying simulation on one run, and they'd have another set of tyres. Now, again, Pirelli haven't told us, they haven't told the teams who had what tyre on at what time. And then each team had maybe a different compound, different construction, different bit of data. The teams took all of that away. They don't get that data. They won't even be able to work out what they were having to do by Pirelli. Pirelli won't have told them a thing. So it's a little bit of an unexpected area for the teams to work in, and tyre testing during free practice on a brand new circuit wouldn't necessarily have gone down well with every single team, and certainly not down with every single driver. And we did hear a few complaints on the radio. Those complaints, yeah, that all factors into Pirelli's data going forwards, but it's not actually, when you had one driver saying, oh, the tyres are graining up too quickly, or I haven't got any grip on these, that's exactly what Pirelli want to hear. The drivers are complaining, but Pirelli know that maybe that tyre isn't great for Portimao, maybe it's good for Monaco, maybe it's good for the Hungaroring, and that's the sort of stuff they were testing in this blind tyre test. One team that was really studying how their car worked on both the prototype tyres and the current tyres was Mercedes. They took their dual-axis steering system off both of its cars so they could see how the car worked without dual-axis steering. That's the DAS system, the push-me, pull-me thing on the steering wheel that changes the angle of the front wheels and helps the front tyres warm up. Well, the reason they have to do that looking forward to 2021 is that that system has been banned for next season. So the team needed to put on a standard steering rack and not the really heavy and really complex steering rack system that they've got with DAS. They just went back to a conventional layout just to understand it for next season. Again, that's Mercedes just getting that little step ahead of everybody else and trying to develop their car for the future. And it just so happened to be a Pirelli 2021 tyre test. Cheeky development, but very smart thing to do from Mercedes. Will it pay off for next season? Well, I'll tell you in winter testing.